Welcome to 20 at 11, starring your host, Jeff Weber. Tonight, we will be exploring early American education.
Please welcome to the stage, Horace Mann. Hi, Horace.
How you doing?
Good. No shoes today, or what's going on here?
One of those days.
Yeah. Everybody has one of those days, you
Yeah.
know. So, you're here to talk to us about education today, huh?
Yeah. I had a pretty big role in education back in my day.
Yeah. Why did you choose education?
I graduated from Brown with a law degree, and I really was interested in that. And after a short career in law and business, I decided it really wasn't for me, and so I kind of turned my interest in public improvements and things like that. And I think it was 37. It's 1837.
Yeah.
I
Wow,
decided.
you're pretty old then.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
getting up there.
Yeah.
1837, I decided the public school system really needed some changes, and I was in the Senate at that point, and I just really decided that I could use my position and power to make a difference.
Well, what was your first encounter with public education that you didn't really care for?
Well, back in my day, public education almost didn't exist. You really just met for a couple weeks each winter. Maybe 2, maybe 3 weeks. Teachers really had no formal training, and it really was just free-for-all. And then beyond that, whatever other education your parents could afford really was all there was. And so it really left this unfair balance between.
Okay, so yeah, there just wasn't schooling for everybody then.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Makes sense. That's good. Good thing that you caught on there and helped out the education. And so that was basically your reason for your changes. You wanted to.
Yeah, well, and I think a big part of it was also there were more people moving to cities, big industrial boom, and farmers who are unable to make a living were starting to come in and work in these factories, and the urban centers are just growing, and there's no schooling, and so if we could bring in a standard schooling method, then it really, I thought, would make a big difference in how students developed and really just benefit our country economically and just in the world's view of us and how educated we are. It's important to me.
That's awesome. Thanks, Horace, for all you've done, and thanks for coming on the show today on short notice. And you have a good rest of your day. Get some shoes. Don't go outside. It's a bit cold out there.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Horace Mann, everybody. And folks, please welcome Emma Hartwiller to the stage tonight. Hi, Emma.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm good.
Take a seat there. Yeah. So, how's your day been going here in cold-hearted Minnesota?
Pretty good.
Yeah. It's a bit chilly out there right now. It's icy and everything. So stay safe while you're out there. I know you don't drive. I mean, you haven't even seen a car, have you?
No.
All right. Emma, I guess we better get back to business here and why you are here. I heard you started a school and during your time, and it'd be nice to know a little bit more about that and what it all kind of encompassed.
Okay, yeah. I started a school that's called the Troy Female Seminary. It's a school that's for day students and boarding. It's also the first school in the United States to give women higher education.
Oh, really?
Yep. So I included math, science, philosophy, geography, and history.
Oh.
And it's been so successful that I've had 300 students enroll so far.
Oh, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't that many schools that were that big around that time.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember my facts right. So that's really cool that you started that, and you're helping kids further their education, and we thank you for that. Anything else you'd like to add on the topic?
They're also thinking about renaming the school after me, Emma Willard School.
Really? So where is the school? Maybe we can help kids nowadays to maybe go there.
It's in Troy, New York.
Okay, cool. So that's right on the East Coast. Well, Emma, we thank you for coming today, and I hope you have a fun and eventful time here in Arden Hills, Minnesota. Enjoy the snow and don't slow down, please. Thank you for coming. Yes. Have a good one.
Thanks, you too.
I'm a Will. We're going to keep right on moving here at Floor 1 Studio. Now we have Maria Montessori. Please welcome her to the stage. How are you doing?
Wow, that was absolutely ridiculous.
I wouldn't differ with you on that idea. Yeah. So, are you enjoying your time here in Minnesota?
Yeah. It's been cold,
Yeah.
but I enjoy it.
It's been warming up a little bit compared to last couple of days. So, you're lucky to be here in 30-degree weather rather than -10. Well, let's get down to business here and why we're actually here. We're here to talk about education with you, Maria. And I've heard you've been a big influence in what you've done in education, just like everybody else here, but maybe you a little bit more, I don't know. Explain a little bit about the school that you started, as what I've heard.
Okay, well, Montessori schools, named after me, one,
She's one cocky lady.
you know, I'm very humble. Anyway, so one very interesting thing about Montessori schools is that the students get a choice in kind of options for schooling that they have. So different courses that they can take, so they have a say in their education, which I think is amazing, because some students didn't have a say in exactly what they got to study.
Yeah, that is a big thing, you know. It's nice nowadays. Kids are able to kind of pick what they want in education and
All
the
students?
university. Yes, all students. Isn't that crazy?
That
You
is
started it, Maria. You started it. This lady is just okay. Can't even make words.
Well, one other thing.
Well, what about the human development and?
I'm getting to that.
Well, geez, she's
So-
just.
One other thing that I think is really cool is that in my schools we have more of a hands-on method of teaching, so more of a discovery model rather than a direct model of teaching. So I think that's pretty cool.
Well, she's just got it all. So I guess what about the human development in this?
Oh, well, one thing I found fascinating was that humans age in like periods of time. So
I didn't know that.
from birth to 6 years to 12 years, 12 years to 18 years, and 18 to 24, there's different sort of characteristics that we find.
Okay.
And I think that's fascinating.
Oh, really?
And one other thing
Look.
that I think is so important is that students need to learn in a very good environment.
I agree, Maria. You know, you've proven that you were a great influence in education, and we thank you for coming on and telling about your story and what you did. So thank you, Maria. Everybody give Maria a great round of applause. You have a wonderful time here in Minnesota. Please welcome Henry Bernard to the stage. Henry, aren't you
Hey
on
there,
Lost?
Sonny.
Weren't you on Lost?
Lost. I've been lost before. Let me tell you.
No, Lost the TV
The
show.
1800s.
But no, Lost. Oh, jeez.
There's a lot of people here.
There's
Wow.
Yeah. Have you seen this many people before?
No, not at all.
Are you a little bit nervous?
It's been a while. They're wearing weird clothes.
What do you mean weird clothes? This is pretty normal.
I don't know.
Are you saying I'm weird, Henry?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay, good. Well, Henry, what a character. So, you know, you were an influence in education, I guess. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Hartford, Connecticut. Beautiful place right by the Connecticut River. But yeah, that's my home.
Do you like your home?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you like going back there?
Every now and
You're
then.
starting to make me talk like you now. This is a little difficult, but so you went to Yale University, huh?
Yes.
How'd you like it there?
I really loved it there. I started in 1826 and I was 15 years old.
15 years old. 15 years old,
Yeah.
folks. Man, I don't even know how to do that.
I graduated in 1930 and I got a passion for education and sensory teaching.
Oh, really?
Sort of deal.
Well, quite an accomplishment there for you, Henry. So, I mean, we know you're an advocate in education, so if you wouldn't mind explaining maybe a little bit more about that.
Oh yes, education is very essential. I advocated for libraries in schools. I advocated for textbooks and maps to be, and equipment to be put in schools so teachers could effectively teach.
Okay, cool. That's cool, yeah. So we had Horace Mann on the show today. He didn't mention that you knew him, but I heard you guys did some work together.
Oh yes, Horace Mann, what a great guy.
Do you like Horace? You know, he wasn't wearing shoes today.
He never does. But
he just said it was one of those kind of a day.
It's every kind of day for him.
Oh,
but he's a great guy. We worked on Normal Schools, which is a program that helped teachers effectively teach and train them.
Okay.
So
cool. It's cool that you did work with Horace, and I'm glad to know that it wasn't just one of those days for Horace, and that's how he is. Maybe he does need a little help.
A little bit.
Yeah, we do. I heard you were also the U.S. Commissioner of Education.
I was.
Really?
1867 to 1870. I was the first U.S. Commissioner of Education.
Really?
And I worked on an organization that provided statistics and statistics about education so we could further improve it.
Cool. That's amazing that you really wanted to improve education as much as you could.
Yes.
Your time period, you know, a lot of people don't look for ways to improve things, but it's good that someone's looking out for us.
Oh yeah.
I heard you also edited a journal. Maybe explain a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I was about 59 at the time, and
that's not too old.
No.
I mean, you're like 200 now. So.
Yeah, I've aged pretty well.
Yeah, you have, man. You look young and swift.
And I still work out. But,
you do?
Yes.
Wow.
But anyway, so 59. I was 59, and I edited 31 volumes of this journal, and it was all about education, reforms, things to improve it. I mean, you name it, it was there, and basically served as an encyclopedia.
Wow.
For education.
So you wrote a nice encyclopedia for us all, huh?
I did.
You know, my grandma has a lot of encyclopedias that I don't read, but
you should.
I should read those, huh?
Yes.
Well, you know what? Thanks for coming, Henry, and figure out about that lost thing, and you better be found.
I will. Thank you, son.
Thanks for coming.
Take it easy.
Henry Bernard, everybody. And we're ready for Margaret Haley, everybody. Hi, Margaret. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
How are you enjoying Minnesota? If you want, like to say
I am enjoying it a lot.
Yeah.
It's cold, but good.
Do you feeling any effects of the weather? Maybe a little stuffy nose or runny nose?
A little runny nose,
Yeah.
but what can you
Nothing
do?
too bad,
Not
huh?
too bad.
Well, I know you have a lot to talk about today. I know you've done a lot of things. So, what was your biggest accomplishment in education, Margaret?
Well, I was recently the first woman and teacher to speak on the floor of the National Education Association meeting. So, thank you. I'm proud of that.
Wow.
I spoke about pensions, benefits, increasing your salaries, all of the topics that teachers still debate today. So I'm proud of that, proud of myself for that. Anything I can do to help.
That's awesome. So how'd you get here? Like, how'd you get to that point?
I started off by moving to Chicago. I worked in one of the poorest districts, the Stockyard District. And there was just terrible conditions. There was 50 to 60 kids in each classroom. There was a rigid curriculum that didn't allow for any creativity or growth, and they were just terrible conditions of the school. I taught there for 16 years and realized that nothing was changing. The economy wasn't getting better. The education wasn't really effective, and I realized at that point that I really needed to do something about it.
So, Margaret, what did you do from there since...
Well, I decided to join the Chicago Teaching Federation, and I was really passionate about it. So in 1900, I quit my teaching job so I could work full-time for the Federation, and I was elected vice president, which was exciting, and it was just doing big things. I just believed that school reform was really necessary for social reform, and I just realized that teaching rights, women's teaching rights, was really connected to a lot of things, including women's suffrage and child labor laws, and so everything is just really connected, and by working on one, you're essentially working on another, and it's just something that I found my passion in life.
That's amazing. Thank you, Margaret, for what you did in the teaching education. Whatever that's supposed to mean. That's a very good one. But, you know, I've been thinking about this whole time. Did you name Haley's condo? Do you know Haley's condo? Okay. Never mind. Thank you, Margaret Haley, everybody. Last but not least, we now have John Dewey coming on for you guys. Hey, John, how you doing?
Doing all right?
We've had 2 contestants today not wearing shoes. Can you explain why you're not wearing shoes today, John?
Well, Horace Mann gets to do what he wants to do. John Dewey does what he wants.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Do you not like shoes, or do you just...
Well, I didn't want people thinking that Horace Mann could do something that John Dewey couldn't do.
You know, your mustache is quite voluptuous.
Thanks, appreciate that.
That's nice. And your hat is very with your
Just
hair.
got through this outfit on last minute,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Would you just wake up or something?
Well, you know, I played it out last night, but I did just, wake up.
Oh, jeez. We have a guest who doesn't even want to be here. Anyways.
I think I'm last.
Oh, really? That's how you're going to be?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how I'm gonna be.
So, I know you're a great influence in education and more overall about the whole scheme. So, one thing that was happening in your time, I heard, was the progressive movement. How did you influence in that for the education?
Well, progressive movement really was a lot about seeing the needs of the education program, and we had students who were attending school in their younger years, but really weren't reaching the higher education of college and graduate school, and I saw a problem with that because really education is key to success, and I really just wanted to be able to improve high school and middle school so that more kids could reach college. And you know, the key was we just really wanted to center around the kids and their needs and be able to support them in what their education goals were.
So you were really looking to, educate that middle class that wasn't going to school at one point. I'm taking it.
Yeah, there was a huge gap between the lower classes, the middle class, and the upper class. And I think that the middle class has a lot to offer, although they may not have the financial resources that the upper class may have, and be able to provide them with a better school to go to. So,
yeah. Thanks, John. You really helped out that middle class thing. So I heard you traveled the world because I know you were a great philosopher, and a lot of people wanted to hear about you, and you wanted to spread what you had. So where'd you all go? And
I went to China, Japan, and Turkey.
yeah.
I really just wanted the rest of the world to know what was going on over here in America.
Thank you for coming on the show today, John. We're going to have to end here. We're kind of running out of time. So thank you guys for joining us for 20 minutes at 11. Please have a safe drive home and enjoy your time here in Minnesota. Thank you, John. Let's have it.